Hi, everyone. Henry DeVries, Agency Rainmaker TV, the TV show where we help you fill those dry, dusty sales pipelines with right fit prospects. And I'm so excited to have a guest today who knows all about rainmaking and knows about the feast and famine part of marketing. Uh, Rob, welcome. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what you do for people?
Hey Henry, thanks for having me. My name's Rob Cairns. I run a digital marketing agency in the Greater Toronto area, and we specialize in everything from WordPress security to online marketing to help you generate leads, which convert to sales for your business.
Who's your niche? What market are you after? I'm
We're
sorry,
kind of
niche. You're
all
Canadian. What's
niche.
your
Yeah,
niche?
kind of all over the place, to be honest with you. I've got clients in everything from retail to hospitality to real estate to you name it. So I don't think we really have one. But
Okay.
the sweet spot is I've got a couple of Fortune 500s, but on top of that is really the middle of the line business. It's the medium sized business.
You're doing the Lord's work there, Rob. Okay. Well, let's talk about making it rain for your own business, for a
Yeah.
marketing business, what you do and what you advise people to do to find right fit prospects.
Yeah. So one of the biggest things we see is people only market their business when they're not busy. So real estate agents are really great at that. They've got a couple listings on the go. They figure they don't have to go out there to market. And then they go into what I call the feast or famine cycle. Web devs do the same thing, by the way, just for interest sake, and they're too busy chasing their current work. So, and the problem is you have to market all year round. 365 days a year, seven days a week, for the whole year if you want to be successful. That's the key.
I always say you got to plant seeds every day.
Yep.
You got to plant some seeds every day, and you can do it by email, LinkedIn, a phone call. Um,
Yeah.
but you need to be doing something to get the word out there. Um, you're into podcasting. Tell us about your podcast.
Um, I run the STM Show podcast. It's geared at helping businesses do exactly what we're talking about. How do you market your business? And we are right now at about, we just dropped episode 620, 621's about to drop any day now. So we've been doing it for about 5 years.
That's commitment.
Yeah,
Um, well, I'm always pushing books. One of our clients had a podcast for 5 years, award winning, and then turned it into a best-selling book. And
yeah,
but along the way, um, we call it the thought follower strategy. It's
hmm,
not so much the people who listen to the podcast, that's important, but the relationships she formed by bringing people on her podcast,
yes,
shining a spotlight on them, and then, the law of reciprocation or karma or kismet, call it what you will, but, they wanted to return the favor to
yeah,
that relationship. Have you found that
yeah.
to work for you?
No, no, no surprise there. My network has grown greatly. I mean, I get to meet great people like you, for example. I'll use
Oh,
you as an
shucks.
example, or that oh shucks, or other people, and share some experiences and talk about more. And these always lead to other conversations down the road. So for me, it's been amazing from that perspective.
One of my authors owns an agency, a digital agency in Kansas City, and
Mm.
he hired a woman out of the Philippines, and now she
Yeah,
works for me and for my clients, and is just very diligent in finding, the right fit podcast. That's the other thing. So I liked being on yours because you're about marketing. I'm about marketing. I've written
yeah,
marketing books. I publish marketing books. So we've got that ecosystem going on that helps each
we
other.
do.
Um,
Yeah,
and I know you can I've done it in the past where you go on Google and you find podcasts and you track down the person and all that. But what is your time worth? How much is your time worth? Um, it's like everything else. Get a specialist, I think. My wife says
Yeah.
I'm forbidden from doing any handiwork around the house. She says we
Me
don't
too, by
ask
the
that
way.
handyman to write a book, and we're not going
Yeah.
to ask you to hang a curtain rod or fix the toilet. So,
It's funny when you say that. My mom is 81 years old, and she always goes on about, oh, I wish my kids were more handy. The two of us that are local are not. And we always say, but we're good at a lot of other things, and maybe you should concentrate on the strength that we're good at instead of the negativity of what we can't do. So it's a bit of the same take, but I agree with you. Yeah.
my dad would fix everything with a ball peen hammer, some baling wire, and duct tape. This is who I apprenticed with. But looking
Yeah.
back on it, I know um, I found a great wife because I could make her laugh. But I know other guys that being a handyman and having that tool belt, that's pretty attractive to the opposite sex there. Okay,
Yeah.
seriously, though,
Yeah.
what other tips and techniques are you finding are working these days?
Okay. So go back to the market your business. The one thing I would suggest is every business owner take a couple um, hours a week and put it in their calendar. Book an appointment for yourself to do your marketing work for your own business as much as you book clients, and just put it on the calendar consistently and don't move it. So a client wants in that time, nope, I'm booked. Somebody else wants in that time, nope, I'm booked. And just show up and do it every day. And the consistency will help you become better at marketing your own business.
That's a wise thought. It's the same thing like with exercise. You make an appointment.
Yeah.
I know somebody who had something like had an appointment every day with Mr. Johnson.
Mhm.
Mr. Johnson was the gym, um,
Yeah.
so he's working out. But with that same rigor, marketing yourself and being consistent, it's not about what do you say? You can't make up for not flossing your teeth
Yeah.
for 30 days with one day of vigorous flossing.
No.
Excuse me, it doesn't
And
work that way. You got to be
and to
consistent.
give you to give you an idea, I had a client last week who'd been reading my newsletter for 3 years and then called me up and said, by the way, I've been following you for 3 years. I want to work with you. So what people also need to understand, it's a long haul process. And people hire people they trust and they like more than they go after them for the services that they offer. So that's something else to keep in mind.
Know, like, and trust. Um, yeah, the biggest example of that was a big law firm that I heard that somebody called them up and said, "Okay, well, we're ready to go. We need to move and all that." And nobody at the office knew who this person was. And he said, "Well, we had a conversation 10 years ago. I've been religiously reading the newsletter every week ever since.
Mm.
Finally, this is when I needed you." So,
Yeah.
so your 3 years, that doesn't seem so long. But it
No,
is a long
not at all.
game for what we're doing. It is a
Yeah,
long game. And
it
consistency is the way to
is.
go.
And then the other thing to keep in mind when you're best ways of marketing, here's tip number two is go to your clients and ask them for either A, referrals, or B, to do a testimonial and do a video one and ask for them. Clients will not do testimonials if you don't ask. Every client that walks in that door asks. I have a jewelry store client that's doing 5 video testimonials a week right now because I've got them asking every client that says, and then they want to show off the bling that they bought, right? So bling. Yeah.
For agencies, I really advise to interview the client,
Yeah.
write it down, and then run it past them to fact check to make sure it's good. But when you write it, you can do a measurable results testimonial. And
Mhm.
people don't want to say dollar volume, but they will do percentages that
Yeah.
we were able to, double sales in a year, or we,
Yep.
increased leads by 50% using this
That's it.
technique.
Yep.
But also they're busy. Who's got time
Yeah.
to do that? Um, Another technique is if they'll do a Zoom interview with you or whatever your drug of choice is on that, uh, and then use AI or the transcription feature to get their exact words, then you can use that, boil it down to a testimonial.
Mhm.
Uh, Being in the book business, we need to get testimonials for the back of books. And a
Yeah.
lot of people, if they want to be helpful sometimes, and they're going to give you a testimonial that long, when what you really need is one good sentence.
Yep.
So get in there.
Yeah.
Well, this is all
So
great.
true.
Rob, I really enjoyed having you on, Rob Cairns, and the name of your podcast for people to check it out. What's that?
The SDM show.
Say that again.
The SDM show.
The SDM
The
show. Okay,
correct.
there we go.
Yeah.
So check that out. And thanks for listening. And until next time, make it rain.
Thanks, Henry.
Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure. Anytime.